Welcome to Springfield, a yellow-hued history. Gather round, kids, and let me tell you a tale. A tale of a dysfunctional, yet lovable family named, you guessed it, the Simpsons. They first graced our screens in 1989 as scrappy shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. Little do we know, these four-fingered folks would soon take the world by storm. Their humor, a potent cocktail of satire, slapstick, and witty pop culture references. The Simpsons quickly graduated from bite-sized bits to a full-fledged sitcom. The world fell in love with Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Little Maggie. From their humble beginnings, The Simpsons became a global phenomenon. They've earned over 30 Primetime Emmy Awards. They even got their own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Not bad for a cartoon family. The Simpsons weren't just funny, they were culturally relevant. They tackled social issues, political satire, and even poked fun at the network executives who kept them on the air. Their impact is undeniable. The Simpsons' influence on popular culture is undeniable. Their catchphrases have seeped into our everyday lexicon. Dough is a universal expression of frustration. The show's influence goes beyond catchphrases. It has shaped our comedic sensibilities and even our political discourse. The Simpsons have an uncanny ability to predict the future, from faulty voting machines to the Higgs boson particle. They've foreseen celebrity downfalls and political scandals. Now, some might dismiss these predictions as mere coincidence. After all, with over 700 episodes and counting, The Simpsons have covered a lot of ground. Statistically speaking, they are bound to get a few things right, but the sheer volume and specificity of these predictions are hard to ignore. It's one thing to predict a general trend, like the rise of social media. It's quite another to accurately depict a specific event, like Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show, years before it happens. So, how do they do it? Are the Simpsons secret time travelers? Do they possess a crystal ball hidden beneath the floorboards of the Quickie Mart? Or is there a more rational explanation for their uncanny ability to see into the future? Join me as we delve deeper into the mysterious world of the Simpsons predictions. Perhaps the most widely discussed Simpsons prediction is the rise of Donald Trump to the presidency. In the year 2000, an episode titled Bart to the Future aired, featuring a grown-up Lisa as president. She inherits a budget crisis from her predecessor, Donald Trump. Fast forward to 2016, Trump announced his candidacy and won the election. Had they seen the future, or was it just life imitating art in the most bizarre way? The Simpsons haven't shied away from environmental commentary. One recurring gag involves the town's nuclear power plant, owned by the bumbling Mr. Burns, and its impact on the environment. In one episode, Bart catches a three-eyed fish in a polluted waters downstream from the plant. While a three-eyed fish might seem like a far-fetched cartoon exaggeration, the episode highlights a very real concern: environmental pollution and its impact on ecosystems. The image of Blinky, the three-eyed fish, became a symbol of the potential consequences of unchecked industrial practices. Years later, reports surfaced of fish with mutations found near nuclear power plants, echoing the Simpsons' satirical warning. While not as dramatic as a third eye, these real-life mutations served as a stark reminder of the fragility of our environment and the potential consequences of neglecting its well-being. The Simpsons, through their exaggerated humor, had once again tapped into a real-world issue, prompting viewers to consider the impact of human actions on the planet. In a 1994 episode, Dolph, one of Springfield Elementary's resident bullies, uses his Apple Newton to take a memo. He writes, "Beat up Martin," but the Newton's handwriting recognition software misinterprets it as "Eat up Martha." While meant as a gag about the clumsiness of early touch screen technology, the episode foreshadowed a real-world phenomenon, the rise of autocorrect fails. Years later, smartphones became ubiquitous, and with them came the scourge of autocorrect errors. From embarrassing typos to nonsensical sentences, autocorrect has a knack for turning our digital communications into comedic gold. The Simpsons, it seems, were ahead of the curve, predicting not only the rise of mobile devices, but also the humorous pitfalls of their software. This seemingly innocuous gag highlighted the growing dependence on technology and the potential for miscommunication in the digital age. The Simpsons once again use humor to offer a glimpse into a future shaped by rapidly evolving technology. The Simpsons have a knack for predicting events both big and small. In 1997, an episode depicted an Ebola outbreak years before the 2014 West African Ebola virus epidemic. While the context was different, the episode's mention of Ebola seemed eerily prescient. In another instance, a 2008 episode featured a school cafeteria worker using assorted horse parts in the lunch menu. Fast forward to 2013, and Europe was embroiled in a horse meat scandal, where horse meat was found in products labeled as beef. These seemingly random predictions, while not always exact in their details, point to a broader trend. The Simpsons' ability to tap into current events and societal anxieties, often years before they manifest in the real world. Whether it's a global health crisis or a food safety scandal, The Simpsons have a way of holding up a distorted, yet oddly accurate mirror to society. A bite of the future. The Simpsons predict Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox. In 2019, Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, shocking Hollywood and delighting meme makers. For keen-eyed Simpsons fans, it felt like déjà vu. Why? Because The Simpsons predicted it. In 1998, an episode showed a sign reading, "A division of Walt Disney Co." It was a throwaway gag, a whimsical jab at media consolidation. 2 decades later, this absurd joke became reality. The accuracy of this prediction is uncanny. Some speculate the writers had an inkling of the merger. Others chalk it up to sheer coincidence. Whatever the explanation, The Simpsons make us question the line between fiction and reality. Game of Tones. Predicting Lady Gaga's Super Bowl Halftime Extravaganza. Gaga's 2017 Super Bowl halftime show was visually stunning and vocally impressive, but for some viewers, it felt oddly familiar. In a 2012 episode, Lisa Goes Gaga, Lady Gaga makes a stop in Springfield. She descends onto the stage in a strikingly similar fashion to her real-life Super Bowl performance. The Simpsons have an uncanny ability to foreshadow pop culture moments with surprising accuracy. From Springfield to Stockholm, The Simpsons Nobel Prize in Economics. The Nobel Prize is typically associated with groundbreaking discoveries and world-changing activism. So, when The Simpsons predicted a Nobel Prize win, it seemed like just another absurd joke. However, in a twist worthy of a Mr. Burns' evil chuckle, this prediction came true. In 2001, an episode mentioned MIT professor Bengt Holmstrom winning the Nobel Prize in Economics. Fast forward to 2016, and guess what? Bengt Holmstrom won the Nobel Prize in Economics. The Simpsons have a knack for turning the improbable into the inevitable. Section 4. The Siegfried and Roy Incident, foreshadowing a Vegas tragedy. In 2003, Roy Horn was attacked by a tiger during a live performance. The incident ended their iconic show and shocked the entertainment industry. 3 years prior, The Simpsons aired an episode titled Springfield. A white tiger mauls Gunther and Ernst, parodying Siegfried and Roy. The episode's resemblance to the real incident left many wondering if it was a premonition or life imitating art. Section 5. Smartwatches and virtual reality. The Simpsons' vision of future tech. The Simpsons have a knack for predicting technological trends. In 1995, they depicted a device resembling the Apple Watch. They also explored virtual reality before it became mainstream. The Simpsons envision future technologies with surprising accuracy. Section 1. The Writer's Room. A cauldron of collective consciousness? Some might say the key to the Simpsons' predictive powers lies within the hallowed halls of the writer's room. Imagine, if you will, a group of comedic geniuses fueled by donuts and coffee. Their minds are abuzz with pop culture references, current events, and a healthy dose of cynicism. These writers, many of whom boast impressive academic credentials, possess a deep understanding of history, politics, and the human condition. They're like modern-day Nostradamuses, but instead of cryptic quatrains, they communicate through the misadventures of a yellow-hued family. Their jokes, often rooted in social commentary and satire, are like darts thrown at the board of the future. Some miss the mark, but some land squarely in the bullseye, leaving us to wonder if they have a direct line to the fates. Perhaps it's the collaborative nature of the writing process, the constant brainstorming and bouncing ideas off each other that allows them to tap into a collective unconscious, a wellspring of shared knowledge and intuition. Section 2. Satire as social commentary. Spotting the trends before they trend. Satire, at its core, is about holding up a mirror to society, exaggerating its flaws, and follies for comedic effect. The Simpsons, masters of the craft, have a knack for identifying emerging trends and societal anxieties, often years before they reach the mainstream. Think about it. The Simpsons were lampooning corporate greed, political corruption, and the erosion of privacy long before these issues became the hot button topics they are today. Their jokes, often disguised as absurd gags, are like canaries in a coal mine, alerting us to the potential pitfalls of our collective actions. They're not necessarily predicting the future, but rather extrapolating from current trends and imagining their logical, albeit often absurd, conclusions. They tap into our collective fears and anxieties, giving them a voice through the medium of animation. And sometimes those fears, those anxieties, have a way of manifesting in the real world, making The Simpsons appear prophetic in retrospect. Section 3. The Law of Large Numbers, Throwing Enough Darts at the Board. With over 700 episodes, The Simpsons have covered a lot of ground, from alien abductions to zombie apocalypses, time travel to alternate dimensions. Statistically, they're bound to get a few things right. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. A show that throws a million jokes is bound to have a few stick. It's worth considering the role of probability. With so many episodes, even random chance can produce accurate predictions. The more predictions you make, the more likely you are to get some right. Section 4. The Simpsons did it, life imitating art? Here's a thought that'll really bake your noodle. What if The Simpsons aren't predicting the future, but rather influencing it? What if their satirical jabs and outlandish scenarios are planting seeds in the collective subconscious, shaping the very reality they're lampooning? It's a mind-bending concept, but not entirely implausible. After all, art has a long history of influencing reality. Think about it. How many fashion trends, musical genres, and even political movements have been inspired by works of fiction? Perhaps The Simpsons, with their global reach and enduring popularity, have tapped into a similar power. Their jokes, often dismissed as mere entertainment, could be subtly shaping our perceptions, nudging us towards the very future they're satirizing. It's a case of life imitating art, but with a twist. The art itself is shaping the reality it's imitating. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of the most entertaining kind. Let's delve deeper into the rabbit hole of subconscious suggestion. Our minds are susceptible to influence, especially when it comes to repeated exposure. The Simpsons, with their catchy phrases, memorable characters, and outlandish scenarios, have a way of worming their way into our subconscious. Could it be that their predictions are less about precognitive abilities and more about planting seeds in the fertile ground of our minds? These seeds, dormant for years, might blossom into reality, fueled by a potent cocktail of coincidence, confirmation bias, and the power of suggestion. We see what we want to see, believe what we're primed to believe. And The Simpsons, with their uncanny knack for tapping into our collective anxieties and aspirations, might be subtly shaping our perception of what's possible, what's plausible, and what's just around the bend. It's a fascinating, if slightly unsettling, thought that a cartoon family, through the power of laughter and satire, could be steering the ship of our collective destiny. Karaskam. The Simpsons, a mirror, a magic 8-ball, or both? So, there you have it. A whirlwind tour through the uncanny world of the Simpsons predictions. We've seen them foresee political upsets, technological advancements, even celebrity scandals, often with eerie accuracy. But what does it all mean? Are the Simpsons modern day oracles, privy to secrets of the space-time continuum? Or are they simply a reflection of our times, their satirical jabs accidentally hitting the bullseye of the future? The truth, as is often the case, probably lies somewhere in between. The Simpsons writers, with their fingers on the pulse of popular culture and their keen eye for social commentary, are adept at identifying emerging trends and anxieties. The jokes, often rooted in satire, sometimes have a way of becoming self-fulfilling prophecies, shaping the very reality they're lampooning. It's a testament to the power of storytelling, the enduring influence of pop culture, and the strange, often inexplicable interconnectedness of our world. Beyond the laughs, The Simpsons, enduring impact. Regardless of whether you attribute their predictions to precognitive powers, sheer coincidence, or a bit of both, one thing is undeniable. The Simpsons have left an indelible mark on popular culture. They've given us countless catchphrases, memorable characters, and a shared cultural vocabulary that transcends borders and generations. But their impact goes beyond mere entertainment. The Simpsons have sparked conversations, challenged norms, and made us laugh at ourselves, all while holding up a distorted, yet often insightful, mirror to society. They've tackled complex issues, from politics and religion to technology and the environment, with a mix of humor, heart, and a healthy dose of cynicism. They've taught us the importance of family, the absurdity of life, and the enduring power of a good donut. And they've done it all with a knowing wink and a hearty dough. Springfield Secrets, the mystery of the predictions, remains. Despite countless attempts to decipher the code, the mystery of the Simpsons' predictions remains unsolved. Are they time travelers in disguise? Do they possess a crystal ball hidden beneath the floorboards of the Quick Mart? Or is it just a case of incredibly lucky guesses amplified by the echo chamber of the internet? Whatever the explanation, one thing is certain. The Simpsons have a knack for making us think, for questioning the nature of reality, and for wondering if there's something more to this whole life thing than meets the eye. And in a world often defined by uncertainty and rapid change, perhaps that's the greatest prediction of all, that no matter what the future holds, the Simpsons will be there to make us laugh, to make us think, and to remind us that even in the face of absurdity, there's always room for a little bit of hope. Keep watching the skies and your TV screens. The Simpsons legacy continues. As we venture further into the 21st century, The Simpsons, those yellow ambassadors of satire and social commentary, continue to entertain, to provoke, and to leave us wondering, what will they predict next? Will they foresee the next big technological breakthrough? The next global crisis? The next viral TikTok trend? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. As long as The Simpsons grace our screens, we can be sure of one thing. The future, whatever it may hold, will be anything but boring. So, keep watching the skies and your TV screens, because you never know what those Simpsons will cook up next. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, they'll inspire us to create a future that's a little bit brighter, a little bit funnier, and a lot more like Springfield.